Going on, people? Game week 4 then, final team selection before the weekend's games. Game week 3 recap, I did say that I would be activating my wildcard, and I have done so. Made a few changes in there, obviously the big one being Haaland, so Haaland is in. I brought in Semenyo from Bournemouth because I think he's very underrated, as I said in the previous video. I took Van Dijk out. He was doing well for me, but because of money and budget, I replaced him with Robertson, so a like-for-like Liverpool swap, because I still wanted a Liverpool player. He's probably more likely to get returns as well, Robertson. He's been playing well. So I'm not too concerned that I had to take Van Dijk out, because Robertson will return more, you think anyway, and has done through his career. So I flipped the card a little bit with bringing Adama Traore in from Fulham. I think he started the season well. Fulham have got a good run of fixtures and he's playing very well and scored a few points already. So Traore I've brung in as a little bit of a differential as well, because I don't feel like a ton of people have got him. Not sure what his ownership is, but yeah, I brought in Traore because I fancy that he could return with a good run of games ahead of him. Captaincy is going to go on Haaland. They're at home against Brentford. You'd expect City to win that. It's an easy captaincy choice. I'm glad to finally have him in. I had to use the wild card to get him in because I didn't have the money, and sacrifices had to be made to get him in, but I'm glad he's finally in. Better late than never. I took Guardiola out. He was doing okay for me, but again, because of budget reasons, I replaced him with a like-for-like City defender who's been getting a lot of minutes. Played for England recently as well, and that is Rico Lewis. Been very impressed with him this season. We saw glimpses of him last year. Been getting even more minutes this season already. So Rico Lewis I've brought in for a like replacement for Guardiola, and hopefully he can keep getting a lot of minutes, especially as Ake has just got injured in the internationals. So you'd think that it'd give him a lot more time anyway on the pitch and minutes, because they've lost a defender now anyway. So I expect his minutes to stay the same, if not increase now, because of Ake's injury. Brought in Van Heck from Brighton. Now, he might not get a ton of points and returns because he doesn't score a lot or assist, but I wanted a Brighton player in there, and I think that they could get some decent results. They've started this season tremendously. The new manager's doing brilliant. I'd never heard of him before this season, and he's doing magnificent things. And I just think it's a safe option. He always plays Van Heck as well, so that was another reason why I brought him in instead of like a wing back. Could have brought Dunk in, but I think Van Heck's probably better than Dunk, to be honest. So I brought Van Heck in, bit of a safer option, but he's going to play a lot of minutes and hopefully get me some clean sheets. And I expect Brighton to win many more games, even though I predicted them to struggle this season. They've certainly not started like it. So Van Heck is also another change I brought in. And then lastly, my last change, who's going to be on the bench for this game week just because of the fixtures. I wanted to get him in because he's got a very favourable fixture, and that is Konza at Villa. They're at home against Everton, so you'd expect Villa to 3 points in that. But because of other players and I brought in and fixtures are just as favourable really, so I couldn't really fit him in, but I wanted to. But he's on the bench in first place. In case anyone's injured and can't play, he can come on. So Konza is my final change I've brought in. I've rated him for years, to be honest, even before he got a lot of the ratings from other people. So I think he's always been better than the likes of a Tyrone Mings, who was captain in front of him and stuff. So yeah, Konza, big fan of him, decent. I think he'll get you a fair few points this year. Just remember actually that I brought in Flecken as well for another budget reasons. Again, he's cheapish. I had him last year, didn't do brilliant last year when I had him, but just to get certain players in I had to sacrifice. I took out Pickford and I brought in Flecken, and hopefully Brentford can get some results. He's on the bench this week for me anyway. But Flecken is the other change I made also. So captaincy is going to be on Haaland at home against Brentford. Like I said, I expect City to get the 3 points in that. Hopefully he can get a brace or another hat-trick, as it'll be my first week with him this season, and I need to do a bit of catching up. Vice captaincy, I'm probably going to keep it on Havertz, the North London derby. He'll be up for that. He's been in decent form. The end of last season, had a good Euros, and he's continued this season getting off to a good start. So I think Havertz will probably score in that. I expect Arsenal to edge that, even though they're away. I still fancy them to beat Tottenham, so I think Havertz is a good option to have in your team, so I'm going to have the vice captaincy on him. And that is it, guys. Let me know what you're doing this week for your captaincy. Have you made any changes? Have you activated your wild card? Have you saved it? Are you saving it for a later date? Are you playing any other chips? Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Have a good weekend, enjoy the football. I'm so glad it's back. Thank you for all the support recently with the views. Make sure you're giving a thumbs up on the video as it helps the channel grow as well. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. Catch you soon.